He's a freestyle legend now. Former Supercross winner, factory Honda rider, Cole Seely. What's up, Cole? How are you, man?
What's up, guys? I'm surprised I'm allowed on here still. I didn't know I was so relevant.
Nah, you're all right. You're still relevant. Even though I don't know anything about freestyle. Outside of
Neither do I.
Hey, are you on your? First of all, you're on your way to Sturgis?
Yeah, I'm on my way to Sturgis. We just rode, left LA at like 5 this morning, got into Zion like 10 hours later.
Oh, nice.
It was a bit of a long day.
Right, I bet. Yeah, well, thanks for coming on, though. I appreciate the time. I know you're heading out there.
Yeah,
so
no worries.
travel safely. How was it for you? I saw Behrman won, but other than that, I don't know anything, Cole. I don't know anything about the Fight Club FMX
that's
championship.
the thing is you gotta buy the pay-per-view in order to see it.
Yes.
We're not releasing any details on anything, but it was super fun. I had an amazing time. It was such a good time. And it was a weird deal for me because it wasn't like I was like, oh yeah, that stuff's easy, I'm
right.
gonna try and do that. It was literally I was at lunch with a couple buddies and Twitch actually texted me. He's like, hey, do you want to do FMX Fight Club? It's the same thing as Moto Fight Club, but freestyle. And I'm like, dude, I don't know any tricks. Why would I do freestyle? And he's like, no, it's step up, quarter pipe, and best whip. And I was like, well, I can whip, but I haven't hit a ramp in 10 years, and I've never done step up or quarter pipe.
Yep.
And he's like, just do it, dude. You can do it. I'm like, all right. And he's like, hop on this call. And before I knew it, like the next hour, I was like trying to figure out how I'm gonna get there and what bike I'm riding and all that.
You were in. That was it. I saw your helmet cam of the half pipe. That was pretty cool. Yeah, that was pretty neat.
Yeah, that thing's terrifying.
Is it really?
I don't.
Really?
It's so scary. It's 18 feet tall.
I know, but dude, you're such good on a bike. Like you can whip it, and I wouldn't think it was terrifying for a guy like you, but I'll take your word for it.
No, it's terrifying. So I went out to train for it at McNeil's with Bierman and McNeil, and the first day I had already committed to it, and I hadn't even done any of the disciplines yet. Yeah. So I was just kind of full, winging it, and so I went. I've hit a ramp before, but it's been literally 10 years since I've hit one, so got a little more comfortable on that, and then. After that, we went to step up, and I was like, this one looks fun. Like, I can't wait to do this one. And then I saw Bierman hit it, and I was like, holy crap. Like, in the back, I had a moment where I was like, I can't back out. Like, I already
you're like, what the hell have I committed to?
Yeah, no, seriously. I was like, I had a moment where I was like, how can I get out of this? Because it's so step up was so scary looking.
Wow, dude, you're like a great technical rider. I'm very surprised how terrified you were.
That's not how I view it in my mind though when I'm looking at stuff. So it was so scary. And then quarter pipe, same thing. I'm the kind of guy where even when I was racing, if I look at a rhythm section for too long, I won't do it.
Okay. Yeah.
So I just saw Bierman hit everything twice, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna do it.
Yep.
And just kind of had to let my natural ability take over. But yeah, I was very scared of everything. I committed to it, and then I didn't ride everything till 5 days later because I was trying to get all my ducks in a line for the competition.
Right.
And I was terrified when I got out there, but it was cool. It was really fun because Bierman and McNeil and Parsons, they were like holding my hand through everything, all right, this is what you got to do, don't freak out. So it was fun. It was definitely like a bro competition, we were definitely friends just competing against each other and stuff for each other to even be out there.
Fight.tv, if you want to watch this thing, check it out. Cole Seely, like I said, Jared McNeil, Behrman, Kobe Raha, Parsons. Okay, the best whip, you got that, whatever, you're a moto guy, you got that. So out of the quarter pipe and step up, which one did you enjoy more by the end of the deal?
I really liked doing step up.
Yep.
I was really excited to go higher and higher.
Yep.
But I got kind of obsessed with quarter pipe, because it's I have kind of a BMX background and then it's such a scary thing where not many riders are even down to even jump it. And so once I kind of built up the nerve to do it, I was like, man, this is so fun, but there's so much technique involved. It's not just a send it kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to go off the top of the ramp, or else you're not going to rotate. So
yeah, I
once they
guess,
told
right,
me
sure,
that,
yeah.
that psyched me out because I was like, oh, I can just go off the side and like kind of build up to it. And they're like, no, your bike won't rotate.
Right.
So you literally have to aim like at least for the corner and going up.
But we prefer if you just launch straight off the top.
Yeah. So that was my favorite. Like, I think that was my favorite by the end of the event. Like, because I was like, man, like I really want to go high because Raha and Bierman just send it off that thing. And literally, like, besides Corey Creed, like those two guys are like the best in the world at it. So I'm like going up against these guys. I'm like, man, like it's right in front of my face, you know, like I can do this, but I need time to figure it out.
You know what's crazy? You're one of the best motocross racers in the world, or you were, and you know your skills haven't faded or whatever. And you're looking at these guys that they're freestyle guys, and you're just like, these guys are incredible. They're incredible riders.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I didn't. It wasn't like I was like I heard this was going on, and I was like, guys, I want in on this because this looks like an easy in for me. It was literally like I was at lunch and they called me to do it, and I'm like, I guess, yeah, sure. Yeah. So it's, it's definitely, it's not like I don't respect those guys and what they do. It's just something that kind of fell into my lap, and I was like, sure, like, like with quarter pipe, I just wanted to get to a respectable height,
Yep.
Like I told Tyler before we did, I was like, dude, like you can give me a year on this thing, and I don't think I can go as high as you guys.
Right.
And I've only hit it for 3 days. So
did you have any close calls in practice or anything? Were you?
No, not really.
No.
Like I've always kind of rode, within my own zone where I'm not like pushing it too far.
Mm-hmm.
Which I kind of wish I would have in practice, but like, no, I didn't really have any close calls. I went a little like deep on the landing a couple times with quarter pipe, but it's really, like I said, there's a lot of technique involved. So I was like slowly figuring it out, where to give it gas, and when to like turn my head and where to aim and all that stuff. So there was just a lot of stuff that I needed to kind of experiment with before I, went full send and had a sketchy moment.
Right.
Hey, Cole, I was curious, what was like more scary, if you could rank it, I guess, hitting a big set of whoops the first time, or like looking at the quarter pipe as you're rolling in the first time?
To me, the quarter pipe, because I hit whoops all the time.
Well, I mean, like the very first time you hit a set of whoops.
Suzuki City.
Yeah.
Or no, Fun Bike. Fun Bike Cole Seely. Fun Bike Cole Seely.
Probably, I don't know. Whoops, because I know you have to go a certain speed. At least with the quarter pipe, I could I could go like 5 feet high and kind of play it safe.
Yeah.
But watching Tyler do it, he goes so high and like is completely upside down at like the arch of his turn. That scared me. But yeah, that's a hard call because whoops, they both are full commitment type things.
Right.
So,
Fight.tv to watch it. Everybody sign up. It's available. You can buy it. You can own it. You can watch it. Everything else. So please check it out.
Yeah, and
on there.
It's cool too because like once you buy it, you own it forever. So like Villapoto was telling me like the Moto Fight Club.
Yeah.
He'll like put it on for his kids when they're driving home, and they like love rewatching it, kind of thing.
Right.
So
sure.
It's definitely like full of entertainment. Those guys are super fun group to be around.
You're not old enough for the Fight Club Moto thing, I don't think, Seely. That's why they didn't call you. You're too fresh.
That's what I said to the producers. Like, dude, you guys invite me to the FMX one and not the Moto one? Like, what the hell?
Nah, you were too good, too fresh out of retirement. They didn't want anybody like you. So, it's pretty interesting. I'm interested to see it, especially the step up. Like, the step up, like you watch it on X Games, right, for years. It was on there and everything else. And you're like, okay, that's pretty good or whatever. And then you see the ramp. You go up close and you look at the ramp and you're like, holy crap. Like, it's gnarly, right? Like, I don't think TV does it really justice.
Yeah, and also to add to that, like, where we're starting from is literally like, I don't even know if it's 16 feet. I think it's like 12 feet in front of the lip. So you have like, you do it in first gear. So you just like slowly take off and then, like just give it everything off the lip of this thing. So like the first time I hit it, I got to like roll into it from as far in as I wanted or far back as I wanted.
Yep.
So that kind of made it feel like a wall in Supercross,
Yep.
Like
yep.
They're not that tall, but they're straight up. So like I got the feeling down from that, but then once they put the 2x4 or whatever 4x4 in the back of your tire and you have to like start from there, it's like a whole new game.
You gonna tell us how you did in step up or no? We got to watch it. We got to buy it.
Yeah, you got to watch it. I didn't
damn
get
it.
last. I'll tell you that.
Okay, good. That's good. Fight.tv if you want to watch that. How's retirement life going, man? Like, I follow you on social. You're doing some bike builds. You're doing the FMX thing. You're going to Sturgis. You seem like you're doing all the things that you kind of wished you could do when you were racing.
Yeah, I dedicated my life, 10, 11 years of my life to a discipline, and I didn't get to do much. So now I'm just catching up on living and being a normal person.
And how do you like that?
But I love it. I'm having so much fun. Like the last 2 years of my career were definitely, like, you know, no secrets, were really tough on me.
Right.
So just to be able to, like, kind of see what's on the other side of the, you know, on the other side of the grass, see if it's greener. And I mean, I love competing, and I had, you know, the time of my life, and those were definitely, you know, probably going to be the best days of my life of, you know, living out my dream. But there's so much more to life, you know, other than being a dirt bike racer and dedicating yourself to it for the year, literally year round, which is, you know, it's tough. You miss a lot of birthdays, a lot of, you know, parties or weddings, or, you know, just everything, all the normal stuff in life just kind of passes you by. So it's been cool to catch up on and you know, be a normal person for, you know, the last year.
I don't think people realize, like, especially like the guys in the Baker factory, like, I mean, those guys, like, I don't think people understand it. Like, it's all in. It's your whole life. You're monitoring what you're eating. You're monitoring your sleep. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think people understand that.
Yeah.
It comes with millions of dollars and success or whatever, but these guys, they're not having fun. They're not.
Yeah, there's definitely, you know, you don't even have to be a race winner to call it success in the sport, for sure. You know, you can definitely be an accomplished person in the sport, and that's definitely satisfying.
Yep.
But it's a huge sacrifice from everything else in life, for sure. And everyone knows that going in, for sure. But, you know, like I said, you're living out your dream. You know, that's what you've chased for 20 plus years, and you know, in my case, to finally break out and, you know, have a ride like Honda and be able to work with the people that I got to work with was amazing. But yeah, like I said, it's a huge sacrifice, and just to be able to, like, be there for, you know, some of my best friends' weddings last year, and just be there for, like, all my friends are turning 30 right now, so to be there for all that and stuff. So it's been cool to catch up on life and do stuff. I've always wanted to go to Sturgis. Like my best friend Lance, he runs a Harley parts, you know, company, and I see him going every year. I'm so jealous, and to finally be able to go this year has been awesome. So
I told this story a couple times as a mechanic on a much smaller level, as a mechanic, and Cole, you know how hard mechanics work, and it was my total thing for 11 years or whatever, right? Just grind, nose to the grindstone. All I want to do, blah blah blah. Red Dog breaks his wrist, and Yamaha just says, "Hey, you don't have to come to the races. Like, you're going to stay home on the weekends." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." Like, even before, whenever a rider got hurt, I'd still go to the races and help out and, you know, do all that. And this time, Yamaha was like, "Don't bother, just stay home, you know, whatever." And dude, it was like, honestly, my wife and I were going to movies. We were like going to like. I remember telling her, like, "This is so weird, and I like this. I enjoy it. I finally got off the roller coaster and, like, stepped off of it, and I was like, wow, this is what people do. Go on the beach, go to the movies.
Yeah.
You know, like, it blew me away.
I mean, for a mechanic, it's like you said, they're probably work harder than the riders in a lot of senses. But like, as a racer though, you get hurt and then you're like, shit, like, what do I have to do to get better? How am I not going to lose ground? So you never really, like, unplug from that mindset of, like, how am I going to be the best racer? How am I going to better myself? You know that. So, like, when you actually step away and retire, it's definitely a different feeling. Because, you know, I've had injuries over the years and taken months off where, but the whole time I'm, like, rehabbing and physical therapy and doing stim or whatever I can to, you know, to better myself, to get back on the bike, not necessarily sooner, but be stronger when I do. So you don't really get to unplug from it like I have been.
No, I really think that time I spent off when Red Dog was hurt really aimed me towards, because the next year Voss came on the team. Timmy got let go. They were bringing Heath Voss. They said, "Hey, you're going to work for Voss," and I was like, "No, I think I'm done. Like I don't have the passion to work for this guy. I liked him. I just didn't have the passion like I did for Ferry. Plus, you add in the fact that I knew that there was other real life out there, and I was like, yeah, I'm done. So in a way, that kind of how I ended my mechanicking career. And then when I look at guys like Goose or Berluti, went on and on and on, and I'm just like, or Leroy now or whatever. I'm just like, God, you guys are heroes, just legends for doing this. So. Anyways, Kelly, you have a question?
Yeah, Cole, looking back on your career, I know that you had like hobbies outside of riding that you displayed often, like you did drifting and stuff like that. Was that like kind of your active way of getting away from everything when you felt like you were maybe a little bit overpressured or you were putting too much work in, or were those hobbies that you just always had from growing up?
A little bit of both. They were hobbies I've had since high school. BMX, drifting, guitar, anything like I could get my hands on. Because I always kind of like, I always, as cliche as it is like life's so short, but there's only like a certain amount of years where you're really capable,
Mm-hmm.
like it's even shorter of when you're capable to do things. And I never wanted to like, be 60 or 70 and be like, man, I really wish I would have done that when I was younger. So everything that kind of like got put in front of me, if it like sparked my interest, I always kind of chased it. Especially with like drifting and BMX, because they're so like adrenaline oriented, just like motocross is. So
are you still into the drifting thing?
Yeah, I'm still. I mean, with COVID going on right now, everything's on kind of pause. But yeah, I own a company with two of my best friends that we run kind of grassroots style drifting events, more catered towards like beginners and entering the sport and trying to teach them. But cool. I'm still like heavily involved in that side of things for sure.
We got a question for you from Rick. Rick, what's going on? Welcome to the Pulp MX Show. What's your question for Cole Seely?
Yeah, hey Cole, I really dig all the builds you do, and especially because they kind of promote more to dirt bike racing than just
Rick, your phone.
You
sound like Rick. You sound like you're in a submarine. Are you on a headset or something for your phone or something?
No, I'm on a regular phone.
Okay.
I guess it's just a bad connection here.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Okay, sounds a little better now. Speak up a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, I like the fact that all your builds promote more to dirt biking than just motocross on a 250 and 450. With the dual sport and the pit bike and the two-stroke and all that stuff. And I kind of have a proposal, kind of that I hope that you do, and that's maybe collaborate with your buddies over at Thrashin and Rift and Butcher, and do a build on Harley's new adventure bike that's coming out, the Pan America. I think you're the right guy for that.
Did you hear that, Cole? He wants to do a build on the Harley adventure bike. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much I'm allowed to say with that, but I've partnered with Harley, so hopefully something comes.
Oh, breaking news.
Yeah, something should come out soon. Soon meaning in the next year. Harley being one of the biggest companies in the world, they have to take this, COVID-19 thing very seriously. So,
right.
But yeah, I'm very, I really, me and Lance both really want to get our hands on the Pan America and the Pan America and the adventure bike, and then they have another street version coming out. So we're trying to get our hands on those things too, and basically be a brand ambassador for that company. Because Lance is very involved with Harley, and the guys over at Harley saw me on one after I retired, and they're like, "Man, what do we got to do to get Cole on a Harley?" And I was like, "Hey, well, I actually already own two. I just haven't been able to say that I have."
Yeah.
So.
Oh well, stay tuned, Rick. Yeah, stay tuned for that.
All right. Well, that sounds cool, man. That's great.
Right, thanks. The bike build thing seems like you've been enjoying that. A little bit of controversy with you, Seely, with the Honda thing, the post on Instagram and all that, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I love the guys at Honda, the race team. They're
of course
family. I still talk to Eric Kehoe, the team manager. I still talk to many of the mechanics on a daily or weekly basis. It's kind of known that after you retire, they don't take care of you. And I didn't know that. And once I heard that it's happened to McGrath and all that stuff, it's if McGrath's not getting taken care of, then obviously somebody he's not going to.
Yep.
But it is what it is. I mean, I understand it. I get it. If they don't see value in it, then then I completely understand. So my next best choice was, well, what kind of bike can I buy? You know,
Right.
I'm using my money to
Yeah.
buy a bike just like the other consumers. What can I get for cheapest, and what are my options?
Right.
And having such a deep history with Troy Designs, I was able to work out a deal and get my hands on a KTM. So
Cool.
I've always been curious. So I was like, you know what, sounds good. I just want to be able to keep riding. And honestly, I was kind of like in a pickle with like, okay, I could buy a Honda, but it's going to cost me more money to buy one. And that people are still going to think that I'm supported by them.
Yes,
Like,
absolutely, for sure.
They're still going to, I mean, not everyone keeps up on the sport as heavily as, the people involved in it. So
Yep.
people are just going to assume that I'm still a Honda rider. And I was like, man, like, I don't want that. Like I love the race team. Everyone over there is amazing. And I owe a lot to those guys, and still love those guys. But yeah, it was a business decision when it came down to.
Right. No, yeah, it made sense for sure. I'd heard years ago, and it wasn't Jeremy, but there was one ex-Honda rider that got his old bikes after all his championships and then sold them all, and that's super pissed off Honda. And they were like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
We don't really want to help these guys. But I don't know.
To touch back on that, I didn't hear that from Jeremy himself. I just heard that through the grapevine, and I don't know if that's even true, but yeah, I was like, okay, if they're not taking care of McGrath, then they're not taking care of me. I didn't win them however many races and titles he won.
No, for sure, absolutely. Cole Seely here, brought to you by Vertex Pistons, 2-stroke, 4-strokes, sales at pivotworks.com to save on anything that you want for a top end from those guys, or the whole kit, the bike and a kit, or whatever it is. Those guys will dial you in at the Vertex Pistons. So I'm building a CR500, Seely, and I was thinking of having you ride it for me, but now after hearing all this, maybe not. Maybe we'll have to put a KTM.
I'll still ride it.
Okay.
I don't care. I'll ride Hondas. I don't care.
We'll make it work.
Yeah,
then.
I'm down.
Right.
I might build like an old air cooled. I think it's a 550 or 600. I forget. I got my hand. One of my best friends has one
on the XR, like an XR 600.
Yeah, I think it's an XR.
Jesus.
Like XR 600.
Yeah, they made them. Yeah, they made
Those old
600s.
tanks.
Yeah. Cool.
Hey, by the way, how did you like the coffee? You never texted me back.
Oh yeah, I have that on my list to talk to you about. Bump Start Coffee is something else you're dealing with right now. How'd you get involved in that? Are you roasting beans, Seely, every day? Every day I can see you there.
No, we just picked them out. We just picked our favorite blend.
Okay.
And,
yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, and it was something that like I've always loved coffee. Me and Brian Lopes, who's my old trainer, used to talk about opening a coffee shop or starting a coffee brand, and nothing ever really happened with it. So when it kind of fell into my lap, where I was like, oh, like I can get involved in this, and it's in its early stages, and not just like attach my name to it, basically.
Right.
And be involved in the process of building the company and designing everything and picking out the beans and the taste and all that kind of stuff. I was like, yeah, count me in. This is amazing. So yeah, I've been a huge fan of coffee for the past 5-6 years. So
yeah, I liked it.
If you haven't tried it, it's pretty good stuff. I mean, people that like are like, oh, you gonna start a coffee business? Like, yeah, I love coffee. I drink like 2 or 3 cups a day. I'm like, well, if you try this, drink one and then see how you feel, because it is strong, like very, very strong beans.
Yeah, I liked it, and I have. I guess I'll break some news on the show too. I ordered Dungy's coffee. I got Bump Start.
Yeah.
There's another moto coffee company out there, and I am doing a
coffee shootout.
A coffee shootout.
Oh boy.
On Pulp MX soon. So stay tuned for that. So yeah, I texted you because I was just like, yeah, what was it again? And I went and bought some, and I liked it. I thought it, like I'm just not a strong. I love coffee. I don't like the strong coffee, like a Starbucks coffee, like the actual, like the taste that it leaves. I don't like any of that. I like I like coffee mild. And
yeah, it doesn't have a strong taste.
No.
But the feeling after is strong, where you're like, okay, I'm awake for sure.
Yes. Yeah, no, I liked it. I thought it was really good. I didn't one of the coffees, and you'll read this on Pulp MX, I did not enjoy the aftertaste of that. It was not the Bump Start stuff though. And it's kind of weird because I'm a creamer guy too, so I had to do it without creamer and with creamer, because creamer robs the coffee of its flavor, obviously, but I enjoy the creamer, so I had to do both, and it's a whole deal. See, whole deal. So, but no, that's cool. So Bump Start Coffee, is it bumpstartcoffee.com? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So yeah.
Cold Store Coffee. Yeah, and we're gonna be launching like some new merch. I wouldn't bring up like merch normally, but I'm really excited about our new drop. So
Yep.
like stay tuned for sure. Follow
Okay.
us on Instagram. Me and my two business partners like kill it on the Instagram. I'm pretty proud of it. So yeah, it's a fun little passion project. And like when we started it, like I didn't realize how like universal coffee is. Obviously it is, like, it's something sold around the world, but
Yep.
like it's funny how many people bring it up to me, like random people, where I'm like, oh yeah, like stoked you like it.
Yeah, you're like, hey, do you want to talk about Houston or Factory Honda? No, coffee.
Yeah.
Coffee. Yeah.
Well, let's talk coffee.
Yeah, let's talk coffee. Hey, so this would be normally a dumb question for an ex-rider that just walked away from the sport, but for you it might not be. Did you even watch Salt Lake City on TV?
How many rounds were there?
7.
6? 7. Okay, I watched 6 of the 7.
Oh, okay, all right. See,
think
I was thinking you would be maybe. No, I got busy. So okay, you watched them. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched them. I didn't watch a lot of them live. It was more like because I just recently stopped. I moved back to my hometown of Thousand Oaks, and
Yep.
I didn't buy cable, so I've been like doing the whole streaming thing.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things where I was like, oh yeah, Supercross last night, and then I'd watch it just because it was something to watch. Where
Right,
I wasn't.
right.
I don't know. It's not like I'm bitter towards the sport or anything like that. It's just
Yeah, I can
trying
see
to
you. That's
move
why I
on
asked
from
that.
it.
That's why I asked you, because I can't.
Yeah.
I can see you being like, if I catch it, I catch it. If I don't, I don't. Like whatever. You know what I mean? That's why I asked. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, a lot of my close friends are, we grew up racing together, and they're diehard riders too, so they want to watch it too. So I get,
Yeah. Right.
I'm like, oh yeah, it's on tonight. Let's watch it. kind of
Let's
thing.
watch some Supercross. You're like, I used to do that. I remember that.
And I still have a lot of friends in the sport too. Like,
Of course.
that I talk to regularly, like Christian and Chase Sexton and Brayton, all those guys. I still,
Yeah.
like to talk to. So I like to see how they're doing.
So you sold your place on the beach, huh?
Yep. No more an Orange County guy.
Did you just kill it with money? Did you just make a ton of money on it? Because you've lived
Dude,
there for
so
years.
I lived there for 4 years.
That was it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I lived there for 4 years. But, dude, it was crazy. So I listed my house the week before stay-at-home order went in order.
Oh,
So I was like, oh, this sucks. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to be here for a little bit longer than I expected. But
Yeah.
it was, I loved Orange County. It
Yep.
was a great little hub for me to train in the hills of Laguna and go to the test tracks in Corona and
right.
not be fully engulfed in the motocross lifestyle. And honestly, a great investment to buy a house out there and kind of watch the value go up over the years. But like home to me, every time I say home, isn't just Southern California, it's Thousand Oaks. And
Right.
I could not wait to get back there after I retired. And I took a little bit more time because I really did love the area. So I was like, the mountain biking is a huge part of my life. So
Yeah.
the mountain biking there's amazing. And yeah, it was hard for me to let go of that area, but home for me is TO, being back home.
Yeah, no, hey, listen, I'm a Camarillo resident at one time, so I understand this. It's not
I know you
TO,
put
but
the 805 area code.
yeah, it's up there. Also, I went mountain biking. It's not Thousand Oaks, but I went up in Pasadena, like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Up by where this old hotel was and stuff, up in Pasadena. It was amazing. It was really cool. So,
Yeah,
not-
I'm finding my trails out here for sure. but
yeah. We got a call for
Laguna
you.
is like legendary.
Oh, I know, right? I went on some of those one time. The mountain lions really scare me back there, though, Sealy. Like whenever I
There's
think
no
about,
mountain lions in Laguna.
there's not, but in those hills, no.
You're thinking like over by Oakley, Rancho Santa Margarita area.
Yeah, that's not Laguna-ish. Okay, all right, my bad.
No.
I don't know. I'm from Canada. What do I know? I live in Vegas. We got Sea-Dog on the line 4. What's up, Sea-Dog? How are you?
Hey, baby Cole Sealy, this old Sea-Dog. Come on now, you know me.
Come on, Sealy. You know Sea-Dog.
Oh, dude, so let me tell you a great story about Cole. I'm going to give all the Pulp listeners about I'm going to give you all a good story about how genuine to moto this kid is. This kid is so genuine to moto. Hold on. So this is about 03, 04, maybe 05. I don't know. Old Sea-Dog, he got a memory lapse. We bounced out of Mammoth. So I got his old man Jeff and Chance, his brother. He's super cool. They give me a ride out of Mammoth. these kids are like shit in the dark, last chance to take a poo.
Where are we going with this, Sea-Dog? Where are we going with this, Sea-Dog?
Hold on.
We got, we don't have a lot of time, so.
Okay, hold on. Here's
I do remember this. We gave him a ride home from Mammoth.
Yeah. Back to
I think
LA.
I was like
back to
13.
Yeah.
We're listening to Ozzy Osbourne on the home.
So Cole's dad is probably one of the most genuine dudes in moto. Okay, so for Pulp listeners, this kid is, dude, he's the backbone of moto. I mean, ain't all glitz and glimmer. This kid earned his way to the top. As an amateur rider, nobody ever thought he would be anything ever. No. And he ended his way. I mean, because he was, he was a Suzuki rider as a kid against Dominic Izzy, and.
What about that San Francisco? What about that San Francisco race for Cole as a Suzuki rider? Sea-Dog. Sea-Dog remembers that.
Dude, dude, hey, Sea-Dog's the dude that did the race tech rant on the FIM. I just went nuts on the FIM about.
Yeah. I remember that, Sea-Dog. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was me. Yeah, that was me.
Hey, Sea-Dog, how cool is Jeff, though? Pop Seeley. He's rad.
God. Hold on. Stevie gave me a ride from Mammoth all the way to Newbury Park.
Yeah, bro. Of course he did. He's a hell of a guy. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, dude, and his brother's a little skater. Like, hold on. This kid's a rag to rich story. So everybody in moto who doesn't think it's possible, this kid right here is the exact story. Baby Cole Seeley, come on, Ross.
All right, thanks, Sea-Dog.
Sea-Dog is getting it.
Sea-Dog is
dude,
stoked for you.
I remember him from way back in the day. That's funny you bring up San Francisco. Literally, the two races that everyone remembers that I didn't win are 2009 San Francisco, because I was like a privateer and I ran fourth for a long time.
Yep.
And like Daytona 2015, and I also got fourth because I was could have almost won,
Oh, you were on it, right? Yeah, I remember that. 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't you have the fastest lap of the main, I think, that night too, or was it up there anyways?
I was trying to pass Dungey, and then I clipped the tough block.
Yep.
Tipped over.
Well, good times. Fight.tv. Check out how Cole Seeley did. Step up, quarter pipe, and of course, best whip. I mean, you had that, right, Seeley? Tell us you just dominated that. You just crushed best whip.
You have to find out.
Oh, okay. What a salesman. And also Sea-Dog. If anybody knows Sea-Dog, tell him that Seeley's doing all right. He's doing fine. He's back in TO. Everything's good. Thanks for your time, man. Appreciate it. Thank you for calling in. And we'll talk soon, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. And
no problem.
We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks, Cole.
Yeah.
That's Cole Seeley, everybody. Always got time for him. Good dude. His dad's awesome.
Dude, he has got his hands in a lot of things. I didn't realize how many things he was doing with the coffee. I knew the coffee and stuff like that, but still with the drifting league and stuff like